What's the most autistic thing you had to endure during a game?
I don't know. I think it's probably my very own existence.
It's probably just you, James.
It's probably just me. But there was this one time, my DM, they've been doing this for ages. He plays this, fucking gnome. And he has, this staff, and he goes, Teehee Maccaroni.
Oh, does he?
And Jesus fuck, it really does me in. Why do people do this to me all the time? And he goes, and everyone around him just goes oh, mate, that's hilarious. Come on, guys. Come on. Grow up, would yous? Grow up a wee bit.
I was playing with this group, and a guy shit himself, wiped his ass with his character sheet at the table, which we only found out when he just kept it up there, crumpled and shit-stained. Then when our GM noticed the stink, he nervously said his character shit himself in the game, laughed, stopped, stood up and left. Turns out he'd also shoved a slice of pizza in his pants to hide the smell of embarrassment, according to a text he sent the GM later. He still, unironically, claims he was just role-playing his character.
I really hope this is fake.
I hope this is... No, it's a shitpost.
Literally. Yeah, it's a little shitpost. But would you be shocked if it was true?
No.
Exactly.
Had a female DM who made an NPC kiss my character on the cheek and prematurely ejaculate in my pants. The dumb whore and her libtard friends started laughing at me, so I tried to piss myself to hide the cum stains, but the piss was too much from the 4 liters of Mountain Dew I had drank that night and got everywhere.
Oh,
another
God.
shit post.
Do you just hate it when that happens to you? Happens to me at least once a week.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's bad.
No.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
In my first D&D game ever, a dwarven barbarian player decided to take a dump while we were in the Weavers Guild. The GM let him roll for it, and of course it was a natural 20. So the entire Weavers Guild, the production of which kept the village afloat, was covered in his spraying shit.
Wait.
Their products ruined, their machinery jammed, and their weavers rained on. Quickly the GM assembled a lynch mob around us, and we were expecting a TPK any second. I said fuck it, and my bard told the villagers that the barbarian is an emissary of a long-lost deity of the Boils who chose to reveal himself. And the GM let me roll a religion and a persuasion check, which had a 19 and a 20 without modifiers, so they believed us and happily adopted their new religion. I had a lot of fun, but that was still really autistic and dumb.
I want this one to be true.
I want this one to be true.
I'm leaning on this one's more true than fake. The idea of... Honestly, see when it comes to pissing, just use control water, guys.
Yeah.
That little torrent, piss stream,
yes.
hyper torrent.
Make it like a fire hose.
Would mold earth work for it?
Would mold earth work for shit?
Yeah, the same way control water.
Let us know in the comments down below.
These are the really important questions that we must answer. We need answers for this.
We had a dude that was a hell of an artist. He just used his skills for evil. He would draw shit like Optimus Prime fucking Pikachu, or Link and Zelda tag teaming Samus, or a xenomorph with tits and a vag, and would show us all his new drawings before the game would begin. He offered to do character portraits for us, but no one accepted. But does he do commissions?
Yeah, exactly. I'm asking for
I'm asking the real questions here.
This is one thing I always find interesting when it comes to pure autists. What is it with I always refer to Chris Chan, and it's using things or characters from pop fiction in a sexual manner.
Yeah,
it's very common. I always wonder who is it that's watching, that Family Guy or Simpsons cartoon porn.
Yeah.
You know
exactly what you mean. Like if you go on Pornhub, it's at the side of Pornhub.
It used to be the thing all the time. It used to be really big.
Bart walks in on Mars and she's got her tits out. And
yeah.
Wow.
Who is watching that? And yeah, I think we already know who is watching it.
Yeah.
I won't point fingers though. I won't say nothing.
We had a hyper-arrogant player at the table who'd regularly backseat DM and talk shit about DM within earshot of him. We were all tired of him by that point, but instead of telling him to get the fuck out, the DM passive-aggressively killed his character off via dragon rape. Oof. I'm still not sure why he went that route, but if his intent was to offend the player enough to get him to leave, then it didn't work. Dude stuck around after and the group died off entirely a month later.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh,
That's a shame. I can understand someone using it in that context, just because
fuck off.
Yeah, can we dispose of him in such a horrible manner that hopefully he will just never see him again? Like, this is a problem when it comes to a lot of DMs. They require so many different like social skills, and turning around and telling someone to fuck off to their face can actually be quite difficult for a lot of people.
My first pen and paper experience was 5th edition with a few online friends and a few folks I didn't know. Friends of friends. We were playing a low magic variant and every player rolled a type of martial, 3 fighters and a rogue. The campaign started off with the GM explaining that local wars had caused an influx of refugees in this one town. Said town couldn't handle them and the locals were getting quite upset over all the shit that came with it. So, we as a bunch of martial boys are hired to escort these refugees to another town. As we stock up and went off on our way to safeguard this caravan of refugees, 2 of the players got the bright idea to turn on them and attempt to rob the refugees we were hired to protect. Obviously the refugees didn't go for that at all. The 2 players drew their weapons and wanted to start attacking. Then the refugees shouted alarm and they bunched up on them. Me and the remaining non-retarded players thought these 2 guys were being absolutely retarded and joined the refugees in defending. The 2 players got their shit kicked in, and what followed was a shitfest of, "But it's what my character would do. How should I have known they'd defend themselves? Why didn't you help us rob the refugees? You're a terrible friend." These themes kept recurring throughout the campaign, until they eventually got kicked out. One of them turned out to be an actual IRL cat-abusing psychopath. Whoa, so good riddance.
That took a bit of a twist at the end. You know, something like this actually happened to me not all that long ago. It was a Game of the Frost meeting, and I can't tell you what happens in it exactly because spoilers, and it's a really good module, so check it out. But anyway, so there's a point in it where there's refugees, and the rogue was like, "Oh, James, or Eivor, give us some invisibility. I'm gonna go about and rob some of these refugees." Like, mate, the refugees, they got no money. They got nothing. Like, the refugees are like the worst people to rob from. There's nothing of any value. Have nothing. I mean, like, you know, like I was gonna give him invisibility anyway. Yeah. Like, you know, it would look we need the coin more than them and all that, but the DM just like, no, I'm not even going through this. Stop being silly. Come on.
Arkham Horror. Guy loses last sanity to zombie. Goes to the asylum. Zombie moves in front of asylum. Guy: "I'm gonna fuck this zombie up." Slides fight skill to max. Minimizing will to 1. Moves to fight zombie. Goes insane immediately because zombies impose a -1 penalty to will, giving him 0 dice for the horror check. Next turn, moves to fight zombie. Asks if he wants to slide his fight down. "Don't worry, I got this, chief."
Nothing personal.
Goes insane immediately because zombies impose a -1 penalty to will, giving him 0 dice to horror check. Next turn, moves to fight zombie. Asks if he wants to slide his fight down. "Don't worry, I got this, chief." Slides fight down 1, giving him 1 die for the horror check. Fails, goes insane again. Next turn, slides fight down 1 more. "I got this, chief." Fails, goes insane again. Zombie finally wanders off and is killed by someone else. Ancient One eventually awakens and devours us all.
Sounds like every horror tabletop I've ever heard of in my entire life. Although I was a bit concerned when I first said, "I'm gonna fuck this zombie."
Yeah, I
was like, wait, no, is this where we're going? Okay, no, this is actually, this is possible. I'm okay with that. I feel much better. But the worst thing is I already know that zombie waifus are a thing, so we've actually got them in model form, so check them. Just saying.
Hey guys, do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. Not so much a moment, but a character. Said character could, at level 9, solo a CR19 dragon. It had strangling hair that was basically impossible to escape. It was tough, and a caster. Also, the player was cheating hard, it turned out, and relying on the player and GM ignorance. The GM killed the game in the end, rather than go on. Said player also ran 2 games of his own. Both were bad. But the real autistic moment came in his beginner's one, where he simped hard for one of the girls. Hard as in, gave her major advantages, and even altered player actions to benefit her hard. He also had a tavern full of high-level paladin strippers, okay, who gave healing blowjobs and raped several...
Beast department were like, I thought this was supposed to be fucking autistic moments. Beast! Beast!
He had a tavern full of high-level paladin strippers who gave healing blowjobs and raped several characters because it was lolzy. One with a succubus, one with something I don't remember, and one with a donkey that later turned out to be a chaos god. The donkey victim walked.
I don't blame the donkey victim, to be honest with you. If I was a victim of molestation via donkey...
I've seen that horse video.
Oh, fuck, remember that? That was ancient.
Remember that?
Yeah, that was like...
That's when internet was
that was like
firing up.
Yeah, that was
it
like...
was just beginning, boys. That's whatever it was just happening.
That was solid 2004 internet there, so it was. Honestly, though, what is it with, like, terrible players also demanding, like, no, I'm going to be a DM, and they also feel that just as miserably,
yes.
if not harder.
Yeah.
But honestly, is Paladin Stripper BJ's pretty beast, I'm not going to lie.
Beast, not gonna lie.
I think,
I'll say yes.
I'm probably going to steal that as an encounter, just saying. It may happen at some stage, but let's continue.
Probably the session when my DM, a literal retard at the time, started masturbating in front of everyone.
Wow.
By the time he finished, I couldn't differentiate between his spittle, drill, and semen. Got grease stains all over my friend's character sheet. 0 out of 10, never doing that again.
You know, I'll tell you guys a funny story. Now, this one is, like, let's be serious, this is a fake story.
Shitpost.
This is a pure shitpost. But I'll tell you one story. This happened to me. So, I think I was in 4th year. So I think for Americans that would be the equivalent of...
What age were we?
In 4th year. 14 or so.
So whatever grade you're in at 14.
Anyway, so we were in 4th year. And I was in the library. This was during break time. And we were on the computer. And there was this here wee fella, and he's got something wrong with him. He had ginger hair. And he was massive. Like, you know, he was very short. But he, like, you know, he was as tall as what he was around. Yeah? You can picture the image. And he had...
I know what you're going to say.
So he had ginger hair and all that, and he was a bit of a caricature of sorts. And I remember he turned around to his classroom assistant and he said, "Miss," I can't say her name for obvious reasons, "why can't you play with your WilLy and skill?" I was shocked. That turned into a quote that me and my friends would say like on a daily basis. I was like, "Why could you play with your WilLy and skill, Miss?" I can't say the name, of course, but
why can't you play? Why can't you play?
But why can't you play with your WilLy and skull? Like
why can't you? The questions we all want asked.
I'm actually shocked that this hasn't came up before in the channel.
Yeah.
I've never told that story before.
Weird.
He had a few different quotes, so he was.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was another one. This actually happened. No, actually, I'll tell you this story, because it's about the same fellow, right? And this was at a different time, and I wasn't there. I wasn't actually there, but it was one of my mates was there, and he was doing the same thing. He was in the library, doing whatever, and... he walked up to the librarian and asked her, "Where's Miss, my assistant?" And the librarian just turns around and is like, I have no idea where she is, I couldn't tell you. So he turns around and he goes on to one of the computers and he starts typing in on Google, where is Miss? Honestly, ingenuity, I love that. I thought it was hilarious.
Adapt, improvise, adapt and overcome.
I thought that was shit. That was honestly one of the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. I can't believe I've actually never spoken about that before. Anyway, let's keep going.
I've got a bunch. Spend 2/3 of a session figuring out encumbrance for a 30-mile journey between 2 towns. Played as wish fulfillment supers in the Matrix, fighting an endless wave of increasing level opponents. Game was entire combat. Player lost his character sheet, so DM declared all of his possessions in-game disappeared.
Honestly, not a bad idea sometimes.
What the fuck?
That's actually a pretty good one.
Player carried 50 spears in his bag of holding and spent his action in combat sticking one in the ground and trying to do an intimidate check. Player came out as gay IRL by coming out as gay in character.
Honestly, that's pretty common. I feel like it happens more often than not.
Player kicked the GM's spare coffee machine, it was on the floor, because his character went to 0 HP and we laughed at him. Player got ass hurt at me for not knowing how to run his Magic the Gathering deck he lent me to play with during multiplayer. DM invited us to his house, asked us to do chores for him. What?
Beast department.
Beast. Then left for 2 hours, and when he came back, said he had to leave and couldn't run the game that day.
Honestly, you know what? I actually, that should be used more often.
Furry player spilled his can of Coke on my character sheet and barked in surprise.
Ugh, why?
Don't bark at me, bitch. Dwarf Barbarian 5th Edition Adventures League got swarmed by twig blights and killed and started crying softly.
Oh.
Female DM, very sweet thing, bespectacled librarian, had to tell everyone to shut the fuck up because she couldn't hear her husband explain his character actions.
Again, that probably should happen more often than not.
Same game. Some autistic 17-year-old played Fuck This Shit I'm Out song on his phone when his character was reduced to 1 HP and his girlfriend took his phone away.
I think that's kind of funny, to be honest with you, but...
Player shoved me because I tried to make up stuff about his character backstory. Kinda justified, to be fair, I was being a dick. Player dropped the N-word in Deadlands campaign with 2 black players. I'm sure there's more I've suppressed the memories of.
Honestly, some of them aren't actually bad ideas.
Yeah.
Sometimes, let's be serious, DMs should just be angling players. It's like kind of fucking hard cats.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes, you can't always be nice about it.
Yeah.
But, I think that's where we're gonna end today, so we are. Do you have any of your own ones? I think, there's a few that I can think of. But most of the time,
it's you.
Most of the time, it's me. But I think I'm having fun. So
you're having a great time.
I am. Here, Megan, don't even think about it, because sure, last time we were playing, you kept fucking smashing us with that hammer, and everyone kept getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, but that was completely justifiable.
I don't know, it was pretty fucking rough. Everyone's like, okay, finally, after 3 turns of being out of combat, I finally meet the Constitution save to wake the fuck up. Oh, let me just...
Here comes me!
How many charges do you have a day? How many charges? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It was like 5 or 10 or some silly number.
I can't remember.
But, honestly, some of these weren't that bad. Some of them were pretty rough, and I think the rougher ones...
And a lot of them were shitposts.
Yeah, let's be serious. I think a lot of these turn into just Teehee Maccaroni. Megan said, Maccaroni was in the thread, but I said, Megan, do you want to do Maccaroni? And she was like, no, we've done it like fucking 4 times on the channel.
I'm not doing it again, guys.
But I mean, it's honestly like one of the best creepy.
It may as well be a fucking creepy pasta.
Copy pastas of all time. I enjoy it anyway. But
let us know down below if you've had any encounters like this.
Tell me exactly the reason why you should not play with your WilLy in school.
Yeah.
The question I've been asking myself for a very long time now.
And tell me where Miss Thingy is.
Let's make up our name for her.
Miss
What will be our meetup name?
Miss, I don't know.
O'Brien.
Yeah. Tell me where Miss...
Where's Miss O'Brien?
Yeah, tell me where she is.
We need to find her.
Because we need to find... Google's not giving me the answers, guys.
You know what? I feel like this is a perfect idea for a one-shot to find where's Miss O'Brien.
Yeah. Where is Miss O'Brien?
Where is Miss O'Brien?
Where did she go?
Maybe someday we'll find her.
Where did she go?
Anyway, guys, talk to you later. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.
Bye.